I am pulling up some images so that I can show you what caustics should look like. You see this glass of water right here? And how it's got its nice transparent shadow and then it's got these rays of light coming in? Those are caused by an amplification of light as it passes through these transmissive surfaces. And when they're accurately done, they should be these lovely sharp things. We're not going to get these lovely sharp things. The truth is that with these, you need a lot of really complex math underpinning your render engine. And while Arnold does support that kind of math, it is extremely expensive. And expensive is a word that we use when we mean takes too long to render. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to fake a caustic simulation. It's not going to be as pretty. All it's going to do is give me a little bit of a glow underneath my surface. This is something that you might like and you might hate and you might just decide is too expensive to use, even though it's less expensive than true caustic simulation. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking another copy of my glass shader. So I'm going to select that and Command D. I'm going to call this one Glass Caustics AIS. And with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on emission. Now let me just take my torus. Let's assign this right here, and we'll start that render running again. Did I not assign you? No, I didn't, did I? Okay, let's turn emission on. And now you can see that I've got a nice little glow happening here. And technically, in order to be fully accurate, I should probably use a facing ratio again. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make one. It'll help if I turn my render off. There you go. So I'm going to make another facing ratio. And I will use this one to turn emission on and off. So now we'll just reload this, and you'll see I get a little tiny bit more accuracy. Not much, but every little bit is going to help. So I'm going to use a facing ratio here. The fun thing is that you can get a little more accuracy if you adjust your facing ratio. So gain is like how bright it is, and bias should be like how accurate it is. You're going to have to just kind of play around and see what does what for you. And again, it'll help if you keep the render going. Do the best you can. You can try adjusting these numbers, you can try making it linear. It's never going to be as sharp and as perfect as what you would get with a true caustic simulation, but it will definitely give you that glow. So now the last trick is just to go back to my ray switch node and figure out how to get caustics coming out of one ray, shadows coming out of another, and glass coming out of a third. So let me grab this. I'll assign the ray switch material to it again, and I believe the caustics are going to go into my diffuse reflection. So let's give that a shot, and yep, there we go. Now my caustics are pure white, so I'm going to head back into the caustic shader and I'm going to use my green color that should turn the illumination green. And that is your full-on glass shader. So if I tidy up my graph, I've got a shadow material regular glass, and a caustic material which uses emission and an emissive color. I'm also using a ray switch. In the ray switch, the camera attribute is set to the glass AIS, the shadow attribute to the glass shadow AIS, diffuse reflection to the caustics AIS, and then specular reflection, diffuse transmission, and specular transmission are all set to the regular glass AIS. And that should give you a render just like this one, where you get a little glow from the caustics, a nice accurate shadow from the shadow, and you still get to keep your regular glass material.